Have you ever looked in the mirror, adjusted your hair just a bit, and thought to yourself, something just feels off? Maybe your hair used to feel full of life, but now it's lost some of that energy. Maybe you walked out of the salon recently hoping to feel fresh and confident, only to feel older and more tired instead. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. As we get older, our hair changes in ways we don't always expect. It might thin out, lose volume, or just stop reflecting who we really are inside. But here's something most people don't talk about. Your haircut can do a lot more than just shape your face. The right style can actually help you feel more like yourself again. It can bring out your natural beauty, boost your confidence, and yes, even help you look younger. Not because you're trying to be someone else, but because it reconnects you with the most vibrant version of you. This isn't about chasing youth. This is about claiming your style and your spirit at any age. In this video, we're going to explore 5 haircut styles that are not only flattering for women over 50, but also easy to maintain and full of personality. So if you've been feeling like your current hairstyle just isn't doing you justice anymore, you're in the right place. Let's talk about hair that makes you feel like you again. Haircut 1. The soft layered bob, a timeless classic that lifts more than just your hair. Let's talk about a haircut that has quietly stood the test of time, yet still feels fresh, stylish, and effortlessly youthful. The soft layered bob. Now, if you're someone who feels like your hair just isn't working the way it used to, maybe it's lost its bounce, or it feels like it's weighing your face down, this might be the style that brings you back to life. What makes this cut so powerful is that it's not just about looking good, it's about how it makes you feel. And the truth is, a great haircut can shift your entire energy. It's a small change with big emotional impact. The beauty of the soft layered bob is in its balance. It's not too short, not too long, and it's incredibly easy to wear. It gives your hair shape, movement, and lightness without ever looking overdone. It's the kind of cut that says, I've got things to do, but I still care about how I show up. Let's break down why it works so well, especially after 50. First, volume. As we age, our hair naturally becomes finer, and styles that once gave us body and life just stop delivering. A blunt bob can look flat, even heavy. But when you add in soft, blended layers, it changes everything. Suddenly your hair has bounce again. It moves. It looks like it's breathing. And that movement, it's what makes hair look alive and youthful. Second, it shapes your face beautifully. A layered bob draws attention upward. With layers that fall right at the cheekbones or just below the jawline, it acts like a frame, highlighting the parts of your face you want to show off. Think of it as a soft, natural lift. No injections, no surgery, just smart design. And here's something I always remind women of. If you're starting to notice changes in your face, like a bit of sagging at the jawline or deeper lines around the mouth, that doesn't mean you need to hide. It means you need a haircut that works with those changes, not against them. The soft bob does exactly that. Third, it's a low-effort, high-impact style. You don't need to fight with it every morning. A quick blow-dry with a round brush, maybe a little mousse at the roots, and you're done. Want to switch it up? You can wear it sleek, tousled, or with soft waves, whatever suits your mood that day. Here are a few pro-styling tips to get the most from this cut. Use a root-lifting mousse or volumizing spray to keep the body up top. Side-swept bangs can soften forehead lines and add elegance. Avoid overly choppy layers if your hair is fine. Go for soft, blended layering instead. And if you're open to color, a few face-framing highlights can brighten your whole look. But what I love most about the soft, layered bob is how adaptable it is. Have a round face? Go with longer layers to elongate. Oval? You can go shorter for a bold, chic look. Strong jawline? Soft layers will add femininity and balance, and it works with all hair textures, from straight to lightly wavy. Even gray hair looks absolutely stunning in this cut. In fact, silver paired with soft layers? That's not aging. That's elegance. I've had clients tell me after switching to this style, they didn't just feel prettier, they felt more like themselves. And really, that's what we're going for, right? Not chasing youth, not trying to turn back the clock, but finding the version of ourselves that feels vibrant, confident, and completely aligned with who we are now. So if you've been stuck in the same haircut for years, and something inside you is whispering, it's time for a change, this might be your moment. The soft, layered bob isn't just a haircut, it's a fresh start. Haircut 2. The pixie with side bangs. Bold, elegant, and surprisingly feminine. Let's be honest, short hair can be intimidating. For many women, especially after 50, there's this lingering belief that going short means giving up softness, femininity, or elegance. But what if I told you the right pixie cut doesn't take anything away? It gives it all back, and more. The pixie with side bangs is one of the most powerful haircuts a woman can wear. It's bold, it's confident, and when it's done well, it's incredibly flattering. And no, it doesn't make you look older. In fact, it does the opposite. It creates structure, definition, and brings the focus exactly where you want it. Your eyes, your cheekbones, your smile. Here's what makes this cut such a game changer. First, it adds instant lift and shape. When your hair is cut shorter around the sides and longer at the top, it gives a beautiful natural volume, especially at the crown. That little bit of height can make your whole face look more lifted and refreshed, like you've had 8 hours of sleep and a green smoothie. Second, the side-swept bangs soften everything. One of the biggest fears about pixie cuts is that they'll feel too severe or masculine. But side bangs change the story. They bring movement and flow, help soften forehead lines, and add that gentle, feminine touch that keeps the whole look approachable and youthful. Third, this cut is a lifesaver for fine or thinning hair. As we age, our hair tends to lose density. Long styles can start to look wispy or tired. But a pixie removes the weight that drags everything down and focuses volume where it matters most. It gives the illusion of thickness without needing tons of product or styling tricks. And let's talk about personality. A well-cut pixie says, "I'm not afraid to stand out." It shows the world you're not hiding behind your hair. You're embracing who you are with clarity and confidence. And let me tell you, confidence is magnetic. Now, is it for everyone? Not necessarily. But you might be surprised. The pixie with side bangs works especially well for oval and heart-shaped faces. Women who wear glasses, women who are active, busy, and want a style that's easy but chic, and anyone who's ready to make a statement without saying a word. Here are some styling tips if you're thinking about trying this look. Use a texturizing spray at the roots to add lift at the crown. Blow dry your bangs gently to one side with a round brush. This gives that soft sweep across the forehead. A little pomade or styling cream can help shape the sides and add definition without making it stiff. Want more depth? Add subtle highlights, especially around the top and bangs, to give dimension. And if you're worried about maintenance, don't be. Yes, pixie cuts grow out quickly, but they grow out beautifully. And in between trims, the shape holds up better than you might think. Now, I want to say something from the heart. I've had clients tell me they were terrified to cut their hair short. But once they did it, they didn't just look younger. They looked freer, lighter, more themselves than they'd felt in years. If you've been holding back, waiting for a sign, this might be it. The pixie with side bangs isn't just about hair. It's about reclaiming your confidence, your spark, your space. So ask yourself, are you ready to walk into a room and feel like the most confident woman there? Not because of what you're wearing, but because you own who you are? Haircut 3. The shoulder-length shag. Textured, playful, and full of life. Now, if you've been looking for a hairstyle that feels fresh, fun, and effortless without trying too hard, the modern shoulder-length shag might be exactly what you need. This is not the shag from the 70s. Today's version is softer, smarter, and way more flattering, especially for women over 50. It's a cut that brings movement and energy back into your look, while still feeling relaxed and approachable. What makes the shag so special is that it doesn't fight your hair, it works with it. Whether your hair is slightly wavy, mostly straight, or even a bit unpredictable some days, the shag embraces that texture and turns it into part of the style. Let's talk about why this cut works beautifully as we age. First, it's amazing for adding volume and dimension. As hair thins with age, many women find that flat, uniform cuts just don't do them any favors. The shag uses light, layered cuts throughout the mid-lengths and ends to bring natural bounce and body. And that's key, because when your hair moves, you look more youthful. Static hair, on the other hand, can make us appear tired or dull. Second, it's fantastic for framing the face. One of the best-kept secrets of a great shag is how it naturally lifts your features. The layers can be tailored to draw attention to your cheekbones, slim the jawline, and soften areas you might feel self-conscious about, like sagging skin or fine lines. And when you add in light curtain bangs or wispy fringe, it creates a soft spotlight on the eyes and opens up the whole face. Third, it's low maintenance, truly. You don't need perfect blowouts or hours with a curling iron. In fact, the messier and more relaxed it looks, the better. Wash it, let it air dry, give it a quick scrunch with your fingers, and you're out the door. It's one of those rare styles that actually gets better with less effort. This cut is especially ideal if you have fine or thinning hair and want it to look fuller. You love a style that feels a little undone, a little edgy, but still totally appropriate. You want your hair to look like it has life again, without looking like you're trying to recreate your 30s. Here are some styling tips to keep your shag looking modern and flattering. Use a sea salt spray or light texturizing spray to enhance the natural separation in the layers. Ask your stylist for blended, not choppy layers. This gives it softness instead of harshness. Curtain bangs are a great add-on for a playful yet elegant touch. Avoid over-layering if your hair is very thin. You want lift, not stringiness. The beauty of the shag is that it moves with you. It gives off a sense of freedom. And let's be honest, that's something we deserve more of at this stage in life. I once had a viewer message me after trying this cut. She said, "For the first time in years, I caught my reflection in a window and smiled." That's what this style can do. It brings back a little spark. So if you've been stuck in a rut with your hair, styling it the same way for years, never quite loving it, maybe it's time to shake things up, just a little. The shoulder-length shag doesn't just change how you look, it changes how you feel about your hair. It's relaxed, it's lively, and more than anything, it's real, just like you. Haircut 4. The chin-length blunt cut with soft layers. Clean, sophisticated, and quietly powerful. If you're someone who likes things neat, polished, and put together, but without the fuss, this next style might just be your perfect match. The chin-length blunt cut with soft layers is sleek, structured, and effortlessly chic. It's not loud or trendy, and that's exactly what gives it its power. This is the kind of haircut that doesn't shout for attention, but always gets noticed. It's the hairstyle of a woman who knows who she is, who doesn't need to follow trends to look current, and who understands that simplicity, when done right, is one of the most elegant statements you can make. So let's break down why this cut works especially well for women over 50. First, it's amazing for redefining the jawline. As we age, it's completely natural for the contours of our face to soften a bit. The chin might feel less defined, or the neck area might lose a bit of that youthful firmness. But here's where this cut shines. The blunt edge of the hair hits right at, or just below the chin, creating a clean visual line. It subtly sharpens your silhouette and brings back that sense of structure, like a built-in frame for your face. Second, it makes fine or thinning hair look denser. Because the ends are all cut evenly, this style eliminates those wispy, uneven tips that can make hair look tired or fragile. Instead, it replaces them with a thicker, healthier-looking edge. And when paired with soft, internal layers, you get the best of both worlds. Clean lines with just enough movement to keep it from looking stiff. Third, it's low maintenance but always polished. This is one of those cuts that falls into place on its own. You can wear it straight for a sleek, minimalist vibe, or add a soft wave for something a little more romantic. Either way, it always looks intentional and pulled together, even if you're wearing jeans and sneakers. Who is this style great for? Women with square or heart-shaped faces, since the soft layers help balance and soften angles. Those who wear glasses, the clean cut complements your frames without clashing. Anyone who wants a look that's easy, timeless, and quietly confident. Here are a few styling tips to keep this cut fresh and modern. Use a lightweight smoothing serum or shine cream to enhance that clean finish. When blow-drying, use a round brush to tuck the ends in slightly. It gives a soft curve that feels feminine. Want a modern edge? Tuck one side behind your ear and add a bold earring. It's a simple move that says a lot. If your hair tends to fall flat, use a root-lifting mousse and blow-dry with a bit of lift at the crown. It makes a subtle but powerful difference. Now here's something I love about this cut. It's not trying to make you look younger. It simply lets you look like the most refined, fresh, and confident version of yourself. And that kind of beauty? It doesn't age. I've heard women say, "I just want to feel put together again." And honestly, this haircut does exactly that. It's like wearing a well-tailored blazer. It sharpens everything without making you look like you're trying too hard. So if you're craving simplicity with impact, elegance without effort, and structure that doesn't sacrifice softness, the chin-length blunt cut with layers might be your answer. It's not just a style, it's a quiet declaration of confidence. And sometimes quiet confidence is the loudest thing in the room. Haircut 5. Long layers with curtain bangs, romantic, feminine, and full of movement. Let's talk about long hair. There's this outdated idea floating around that once you reach a certain age, you have to cut your hair short. As if long hair is reserved only for youth. But here's the truth. It's not about age. It's about shape, movement, and how that hair makes you feel when you see yourself in the mirror. And that's where long layers with curtain bangs come in. This style is for the woman who still loves the look and feel of length, but doesn't want to sacrifice dimension or shape. Long layers keep the softness and femininity of longer hair while giving it life, lift, and flow. And curtain bangs? They're the secret weapon. They frame your face beautifully, add a romantic touch, and create the kind of effortless elegance that turns heads without even trying. Let's break it down. First, long layers add shape without removing length. If you've been wearing your hair one length for years, it might feel heavy, flat, or just a little tired. That's because all that weight pulls your face downward. But when you layer it, Strategically, it brings everything back to life. The movement starts around the cheekbones and cascades down, giving your hair bounce, dimension, and a soft frame around your features. And here's the best part. This layering can actually make your hair look fuller, not thinner. It creates the illusion of volume and helps you avoid that stringy look that sometimes happens with aging hair. Now let's talk about curtain bangs. These aren't the heavy, blunt bangs of the past. Curtain bangs are soft, flowing, and incredibly flattering. They part in the middle or slightly to the side and blend seamlessly into the rest of your hair. They soften your forehead, highlight your eyes, and draw attention to your best features, all without requiring constant upkeep. Plus, they grow out beautifully. No awkward grow-in phase, no monthly trims, just an easy, breezy shape that evolves naturally. This cut is especially perfect if you have medium to thick hair and want to remove some weight without losing fullness. You love a look that feels romantic and free, but still polished. You want the styling flexibility to wear it straight, wavy, or with loose curls. You're ready for a change, but don't want to go short just because someone told you that's what older women are supposed to do. Here are some styling tips to bring this look to life. Use a lightweight root-lifting mousse to avoid that flat-on-top look. Blow dry your bangs with a round brush, pulling them away from your face for that signature curtain sweep. Let your natural texture come through. This cut shines when it moves naturally. And don't overlayer if your hair is fine. Ask your stylist for long, blended layers that create motion without thinning the ends. But above all else, here's what I want you to remember. You're allowed to love your long hair. You don't need to cut it off just because of a number. If long, flowing hair makes you feel beautiful, powerful, and completely you, then lean into that. This style isn't about holding on to the past. It's about celebrating the beauty of who you are now, with softness, grace, and a little bit of flair. Because the real magic? It's not in the hair. It's in how you feel when you wear it. So let's take a moment and step back. We've talked through 5 powerful hairstyles. The soft layered bob, easy, timeless, and full of life. The pixie with side bangs, bold, elegant, and quietly fierce. The shoulder-length shag, playful, textured, and perfectly low maintenance. The chin-length blunt cut, polished, confident, and endlessly flattering. And the long layers with curtain bangs, romantic, feminine, and full of grace. But here's the truth. This video wasn't really about hair. It was about helping you see yourself again. Not the version of you from 20 years ago. Not the version someone else expects you to be. The version of you right now, wise, strong, experienced, evolving, and still radiant. Because style doesn't have an expiration date. Beauty doesn't disappear with time, it deepens. And a great haircut? It's just a reflection of what's already happening inside. Growth, clarity, and a readiness to own who you are, unapologetically. So maybe you've been stuck in the same hairstyle for the last decade. Maybe you've felt invisible or hesitant to make a change because you weren't sure what would actually work anymore. That's okay. But if something in you feels ready to feel seen, to feel lighter, to feel more like yourself, then let this be the sign you were waiting for. Choose the haircut that speaks to you. Not the one you think you should wear, but the one that excites you. The one that makes you imagine walking past a mirror and smiling, not because you look younger, but because you look alive again. And when you do, when you walk into that salon, sit in that chair, and tell your stylist you're ready. Remember, you're not changing who you are. You're honoring her. You're updating the outside to reflect the strength, beauty, and energy that's still burning inside. So thank you for being here with me. Thank you for taking time for yourself, because you deserve it. If this video helped you, if it sparked something in you, I'd be so grateful if you gave it a like and subscribed. We're building a space here for women who are rewriting what it means to age. With power, with presence, and with a little bit of flair. And before you go, drop a comment below. Tell me which haircut spoke to you the most. Are you ready to try something new? Or maybe you've already made a change that made you feel incredible. I'd love to hear your story. Because in the end, this isn't about chasing youth. It's about walking boldly into the next season of your life and saying, "This is me, and I've never felt more beautiful."